There are moments in history when kingdoms tremble, when kings bow and the mighty hand of God is revealed. This is the story of one man's obedience and 10 plagues that shook an empire. Moses was a man marked by destiny, born among slaves, raised in a palace, then exiled, until the voice of God called him back. Go to Pharaoh and tell him, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and so began a divine battle, not of swords, but of signs and wonders. I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. After that, he will let you go. Exodus 11:1. The first sign came without warning. Moses struck the Nile, and its waters turned to blood. The river that had sustained life now stank with death, but Pharaoh's heart remained hard. Next, a plague of frogs. They leapt from the river, filling homes and beds, overwhelming the land. Still, Pharaoh refused. Then came gnats, tiny yet relentless, covering man and beast alike, followed by a swarm of flies, darkening the skies of Egypt. But Pharaoh would not yield. The fifth plague struck Egypt's livestock. Fields once rich with cattle were now silent, the ground littered with the dead. And yet, Pharaoh's pride stood unbroken. Boils came next, painful sores upon man and beast. Egypt's magicians themselves could not stand before Moses, for their bodies were stricken, but the king would not bend. Then, from the heavens, hail and fire rained upon the land. Trees were shattered, crops destroyed. Still, Pharaoh's heart remained stone. Locusts followed, in numbers too great to count. They devoured what little remained, but Pharaoh would not let them go. Darkness descended, thick and suffocating. For 3 days no Egyptian saw the light, yet even then, Pharaoh refused. At last, God declared the final plague. At midnight I will pass through Egypt. Every firstborn son will die. But the Israelites obeyed God's command. They marked their doorposts with the blood of a lamb, and when death swept through the land, it passed over them. In the silence of that dreadful night, Egypt mourned. From palace to prison, a cry rose across the land. At dawn, Pharaoh called for Moses. "Go," he said, broken. "Take your people and leave." Thus, after generations of bondage, the Israelites began their journey to freedom. The plagues were not just judgments upon Egypt, they were revelations of God's power and His mercy. For those who trust Him, there is deliverance. For those who oppose Him, there is warning from it. May we remember that you are mighty to save and